Welcome back to Affiliated. Thank you for joining us with ClickBank and our special guest from Volume. This is Kamila. Luksza, I think I got that close, hopefully.
Yes, perfect.
And we've got our American Pole here, Kyle Kosteczka. Yeah.
There you go. Nice. That wasn't the way to pronounce. You did better with hers than mine.
I think I say your last name different every time, and at this point, it's mostly on purpose. But
it's good. I appreciate the variety. Maybe one day I'll just decide to pick one that you choose and run with that instead. So it is great to have you here, Kamila. Kamila. It's just really exciting as I know tracking, I'm an accounting guy, so tracking the data, I love to nerd out on. And it also is so important to all of our people's business. So I'm really excited to have the conversation today. And I will say for the people that watch us on YouTube, I'm sorry I have no camera today. I have not been scarred from Vegas on my face or anything. I'm just in the process of moving. And there's not much of a studio set up. So I won't torture you with a weird background today.
I like it. Yeah, we're all just in Vegas. Kamila, you've made the long trip out there for Affiliate Summit West, and gosh, you were hustling. You were all over the place.
Yeah, it was pretty great, and I enjoyed the event really. I enjoyed it a lot, and I think it was the best event I've been so far, both in terms of relations and business. It was great to see you as well, to see Alison, whole ClickBank team. It's always really fun to hang out with you guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming to the party. That was a fun night. And then I was going to say, yeah, it was a very good Affiliate Summit West. Like that show has just gotten better and better over the years. Affiliate Summits in general, for whatever reason, they're like bringing a higher and higher level marketer, like an entrepreneur there. So it's very good.
Definitely. The amount of media buyers I spoke with was more than I'd ever spoken with at any prior Affiliate Summit event in the past. It was oddly enough, I didn't see as many offer owners, but that could have just been the vein I got stuck in. I was really impressed with how many media buyers, though. You could just throw a rock and hit like 5 at the Chandelier bar at any night. It was great.
Yeah, but
this is not meant to be a plug for ASW, but you should definitely go next year if you didn't go.
Put in ClickBank for a coupon link now.
I kind of feel that this is what is happening with the affiliate industry. Like it's getting much bigger, also much cleaner. We are attracting bigger brands, bigger companies, bigger agencies, and you could really see that in Vegas. It was pretty great.
I agree. And gosh, I didn't even make it to the event. I was just in the Cosmo bar the whole time. There's good people there, but
I tried. I don't think I was able to get close enough to the Caesar's Palace to even attempt. So
no. But but speaking of all those media buyers, right? Something that was popping up in this conversation a lot was like the tracking component of everything. Because with the last 2 years, tracking and for third-party data, first-party data, whatever party data you want to party with, is getting very murky at best, right? And Kamila, you brought up that the kind of the cookieless tracking that everyone's kind of getting a little, I don't know if freaked out's the right word. Some people are freaked out. Some people probably aren't freaked out enough. But you were bringing up some stuff that
some are in denial. Like this is
in denial, yeah.
Like this
I'm in cookie denial, but it's Oreos. Yeah.
Cookie denial, the hardest kind this time of year. Yeah, Thomas is right. A lot of people. I think one of the biggest themes that we saw from this affiliate summit and affiliates in general is acquisition is getting harder. It's expensive. It's challenging. It feels like not having the third-party targeted data is really creating some challenges in acquisition. I think it's actually one of the reasons why we're seeing these big businesses, even the largest brands, coming to events like this, because they are also feeling the sting and challenge of difficult acquisitions. So I think there's a lot of people asking questions, the cookie apocalypse impending. And one of the great things about talking with you is I know you have solutions to maybe make this acquisition game not so hard. So yeah, we're really excited to talk to you about that and hear a little bit more about why you should be afraid of the cookie apocalypse and also why your users aren't nearly as afraid as everyone else is.
Yeah, so thank you for this amazing intro. So when it comes to cookies, as you know, or maybe not know, Google decided that third-party cookies are going to be phased out. Primarily, it was supposed to happen this year, so 2023. Right now, they're talking about 2024. But it's Google, and they actually do change their roadmap pretty often. So it may happen sooner or later. And what is really important here is that you need to make sure that your tracking is based on third-party cookies. Actually, the setup for such tracking is not that complicated. It's not that hard. There are a few methods that you can use. There is direct tracking, maybe not the best solution for ClickBank customers, because this is for people who actually have access to the page code. So mostly offer owners. But we have redirect tracking that is based on first-party cookies with the use of custom domains, or the postback tracking, which is actually the most reliable one next to API integration. So these are the methods that you can still use after third-party cookies are going to be, deleted from this word, but you need to make sure that they're actually using the first-party cookies.
So what for a layman like me, what is the big difference between, say, a third-party cookie and a first-party cookie, and like why are people? Because we at ClickBank, right, we have to use the terminology, right? Everyone asks like, oh, how does your cookie work? How long does your cookie last? We have to clarify that while we use cookies, we are not reliant on cookies, because for all the reasons we're discussing, they're getting less and less reliable. So like for someone just listening who's maybe like, okay, I think I'm kind of understanding, like what is a cookie in its current existence on the internet right now, and how is that being changed?
Okay, so just to make sure what a cookie actually is, right? Like cookies are, those small text files, right, that are placed on the web browser, and they are used by advertisers and other people to collect a different type of information, mostly user identification data, right? And we have two types of cookies. So the first party, these are the ones that are calling to the same domain that the user is currently visiting. So, I'm on this e-com store, and on the e-com store website, and the owner of the website can store my info, while I'm visiting the page, and store the information about the things that I'm doing on this page, right? But the third-party cookies, on the other hand, they are calling to a different domain, right? And this is where the problem begins, because from and other types of browsers, third-party cookies are the ones that are connected with like privacy issues. So they want to make sure that users who are using the browser are feeling safe. Actually, Safari already got rid of them, but since Chrome has the biggest market share, I think it's like 60 or 70% of the whole global market. When they do it, it really means that third-party cookies are not going to be used anymore.
Gotcha. Thank you for that. That was very helpful. Yeah, because it gets thrown around a lot, right? So when people are looking to make the shift, or you mentioned that they can be using kind of the code level cookie on their first party still, potentially over through like, is that using like UTM parameters, kind of things passing through that way, or is that a different conversation?
Well, no, it's a different conversation. It depends what type of cookie you are going to use inside your setup, right? But like the good news here is that it's up to the web browser to decide what type of cookie you are using. So if you're gonna go with the right setup, then your your information can be still treated as the first party.
Nice. And so how is Voluum making the pivot here with, it sounds like most of the internet, right, being cookieless in the near future? Like, how is that going to affect Volume and kind of clients using that? Go ahead,
Can we
Kyle.
stop back one more thing before we go into that? Because I do think obviously that's huge. We want to know how you guys are solving. But if we could talk a little bit more about what this creates in campaigns. So as these cookies get shut off, the third-party data isn't there. How is that changing or breaking the way that not even affiliates, but media buyers are currently running their campaigns?
Well, I mean, it depends. It depends, because there are some, and probably a lot of them are using postback tracking, right? So if you're using postback tracking, you don't need to worry about it because you're not cookie dependent. And this is the solution that we're actually always, trying to pitch to our customers. I mean, it's not for everyone, because you can only do it if it's supported on the offer side, and it does require some technical setup, but it allows you to, just set it up once and it's going to work for you. And it's the most reliable form of tracking, because if you're using cookies, third party, first party, doesn't matter which ones, they can always be erased from the browser, right? So at some point you are always risking losing your data. But then if you're betting on postback tracking, or if you have an API integration like we do with ClickBank, or with other traffic sources, you don't need to worry about cookies at all. So these are the like two best methods, I would say, API integrations and postback tracking. But if for some reason you prefer to, stay on the cookie side because you are working with an affiliate network that is not supporting postback tracking, or you are an offer owner that doesn't have this postback solution, you will have to either choose to do direct tracking or redirect tracking, and then both of these methods needs to be set up within the funnel for the first party cookies.
Okay,
I hope it's not. I hope it's not too complicated, because those topics are always the ones that are just fussy for people, and kind of hard to digest.
Yeah, well, because essentially without the cookie data or having that post back, you're buying media blind, right? So you're not going to be able to get the feedback of where your customer's going, where they've been, if they bought, if they haven't. So it starts to become challenging to really identify who you want to target, right? That's essentially the downside, I guess we could say, to not have, if you're dependent on cookies and as these cookies get shut down, right?
Yes, definitely. Perfect. And as you said, it's getting harder and harder to acquire customers, to acquire leads. Mm-hmm. And I think that, since people are much more used to internet and they know, like, at least starting to get to know how advertising is working, and they know that if they're, on New York Times page, they actually can say that, a piece of content is an ad. We as marketers need to be a bit more creative when it comes to acquiring those leads and acquiring the customers. So having your data in real time, always having it no matter what happens, is really important, because without data, you cannot optimize your campaigns.
Nice. So how is volume working then? On like maybe not as too detailed of a view, maybe like a 20,000 foot view, if you will. Like, how is volume playing between, say, someone running ads on Facebook and Google and TikTok, and maybe throwing ClickBank there, right, as the endpoint? But like, where is volume existing there, and kind of what is it solving for?
Mm-hmm. So if you're a media buyer that is only buying traffic from Google Ads or only from Facebook, you're not going to need tracker that much, right? Because those two platforms, they have their own system for tracking. But if you want to diversify, and most marketers want to, considering the prices on those sources, the lack of support, and basically all the fuss that is connected to running campaigns on them. If you want to try native, if you want to do push search, or simply just combine the mainstream traffic sources, it makes sense to have a tracking platform. Why? Because with a tracking platform, you can see your whole performance within one dashboard, within one panel. You can add all your traffic sources there, all your affiliate networks, ClickBank, let's say, and then compare the performance of those different advertising pieces together. If you don't have that, you just have to switch between the panels and maybe import all the data to your spreadsheets. I don't know how about you. I don't like spreadsheets. Maybe our marketers, like, the affiliates and then media buyers like it more, but it's definitely more time consuming. It requires manual work, and, you can just make errors because you're the one that is kind of putting it all together. If you have a if you have a tracking platform like Volume, this part of the job is going to be done by you. And besides that, there's a lot of features, depending on a business case, on like what type of marketer, what type of business do you have. You can also use those to make money more effectively.
Gotcha. And are you using, I think you said Postback for most of this, so it's kind of going server to server?
Yeah, I mean, the majority of our customers are using postbacks, but there are those who are also using the cookie tracking, so direct tracking, or some are using redirect as well.
Gotcha. Well, so, go ahead, Kyle.
Oh, I was going to say, because so much of what you're doing really is compressing time and normalizing the data, right? Because we understand if you're doing multiple different offers across multiple different traffic sources, oh my gosh, that is a data consolidation nightmare. So maybe you hire a VA to hope that they don't screw it up and put all that together over a couple of hours. By that time, you're already doing, making decisions off data that you don't have, right? So it seems like it's really going to compress time for people to quick, consistent decision making. which makes a ton of sense. And on top of that, now being agnostic of cookies to get your tracking has to go a long way. So not only can you get your data fast, reliably, but you know that you're not going to experience a fallout when Google decides to shut off cookies and we're all going to go on the keto diet relatively, metaphorically in the data tracking world. So not a huge benefit. As somebody used to work in a reporting company before ClickBank, and that was like the big thing we did was compressed time and consolidation reporting. It is one of the most challenging and difficult things for scaled businesses. So if you hope to be a scaled business, or you currently are, and you're not using tracking software, holy cow, you need to get a hold of Volume right away.
Definitely.
I was gonna say too, like I found that it's been helpful to point people towards Volume because you did a direct integration with ClickBank. We did we kind of adjusted some of our things to directly integrate with you too. And it was very helpful because ClickBank might not have, say, an integration to TikTok ad tracking yet, or some of these newer traffic sources, but Volume, right, who's much more on top of all the different traffic sources coming in, is more likely going to have that. So if you're using Volume to track through ClickBank, for example, you can probably get tied into whatever tracking you need versus trying to make the default settings out of ClickBank work, which might be reliant on Pixel or something like that on the order form or API that you need to catch directly and build your own tracking kind of integration for. You can use something that's already stood up.
Yeah, definitely. So we have this awesome integration with you guys that allows to send conversion interpretation via API. So you know that it's never going to lost. It's never going to be lost. It's always there. But we also have API integrations with a lot of traffic sources, and I feel that even what you guys said at the beginning is that people don't want, like they don't want to have a handful of features and not features, tools. And I feel that the further we go, the more tools, more apps we are using, and we really need them. And it's getting frustrating, right? So we know that automation at this point is super important, and this is why we're working on integrations with different traffic sources to allow our users to simply manage their campaigns directly from Volume. And this is possible for like all the biggest players: Taboola, Outbrain, Facebook ads, MGID. I'm not gonna name them all because that would take too much time, but this is pretty cool because once you add them to Volume, you can pause your campaigns, start them, change bids, create whitelists, so do a big part of your job straight from Volume.
Oh, right. Because you're actually managing campaigns directly out of Volume versus going into every different ad source.
I mean, you need to create them on the traffic source side, but then if you want to make changes there, or maybe you want to set up some auto rows because you're going on vacation, or you're simply going to sleep and you know that you have this campaign for thousands of dollars and you want to make sure that it's going to work, you can use that, and then the rules that you're going to set in Volume are going to be working on those campaigns on the traffic source side.
Gotcha. Okay, that's pretty cool. Not having to log into 14 different places. Really cool.
Yeah. No, I mean, just all of it sounds great. Like, I guess one of the questions I have is I'm sitting here thinking, oh my gosh, like actual data, and then the ability to easily manage it in one place. Hooray, right? So you could quickly move to the next traffic source. I think that's one of the things we also saw at Affiliate Summit West. A lot of people are looking to diversify. They saw what happened with iOS, and they're like, oh, I was way too levered in Facebook. And they kind of rode out thinking that Facebook was just going to somehow get better. And it hasn't, right? So they're looking for what's the next traffic source. Something like Volume is going to speed that up so quickly. And so you could just go be a good media buyer instead of doing things like, let's figure out how to make my tracking work, right? You guys take the burden on that. That being said, as much as it'd be great that you're the only ones out there, you're not. So when I'm going out and comparing a tracking software, it's important to my business, why would I pick Volume besides the fact that it's integrated with ClickBank, which could be great for public offers? But yeah, just in particular, what are some of the things that you do that I'm not going to get with other tracking softwares out there?
So the first thing that is quite important is that there are a lot of different tracking softwares on the market, right? And some of them are mostly focused on this one type of business. Maybe smaller affiliates. There are the ones that are focusing more on agencies, they are the ones that are focusing more on the brands, or maybe even tracking from the affiliate network side, right? So there's a lot of different solutions, and it really depends what type of business you're running, and this is definitely important. So assuming that you are a media buying, assuming that you are an affiliate network, so what we're betting on is foremost reporting and real-time data, that you're all like this ability to always be able to get to your campaigns. So this is what we have already discussed. Automation, we are adding new API integrations all the time, and this is one of the reasons why our dev team is always having those clashes with sales guys, because we all, and then business people because we always want to do more, and they're always like, okay guys, but we have to firstly make sure that they are working well, because they need to be of the highest quality. So this is the automation. Since we have a lot of different types of customers, we are also always trying to set up features or actually deliver features that will be useful for different parts of like different types of customers. So we have a lot of features for agencies or people who are working in bigger businesses, that are allowing them to safely share their data with partners, with customers, to also work within the team without the threat that your project is going to be visible for someone else. Also for e-com owners, offer owners. So there's a variety of features that we're always trying to deliver, to make sure that different types of customers are happy with that. And there are some great alternatives on the market. And what I can tell you is that we are always trying to aim to be better, always trying to move maybe even one step before the market does, and making sure that the features, the tracking that we're delivering is going to be of the highest quality. And I know that people, they're saying, volume is expensive, why your prices are so high? And if you want to have great features, if you want to have great support, if you want to have dedicated account managers, you need to pay for that, right? Like, this is like, you need to hire the best people, you need to make sure that they are trained, and this is something that we want to put our money on, and then this kind of is also reflected in the pricing, right?
I always love that Venn diagram of like, you can pick two of the three, right? And it's like cheap, or what is it? It's like, fast, cheap, and done well or something. So you want it done well and you want it to work. It takes what it takes.
But I think you said a lot of really powerful things that make so much sense to why you have maybe like you said, you're not the cheapest price tag because you're not running the cheapest company. Even the fact that you said that the sales team is, we all know, we assume that we snap our fingers and IT figures it out. So, but the fact that you have that pushback to get it made, but made right? So you're bringing lots of custom things that are going to fit for wherever the client is, on the cusp of technology, but not at the cost of quality, right? So I think that's a really huge thing. So you might be spending more, but you're spending more to make way more money than you get from somebody else, with the trust to know that those features, the tracking, the data are all going to be there. They're all going to work. So when you're playing the game of millions, you could rest assured that the data is going to be where you need it to. So I think that makes a ton of sense. And it is pretty exciting. That being said, so we've talked a lot about theoretical things. Are there, and this might be really hard, can you think of any like specific examples or where you've had clients implement volume and see a huge change or a huge ROI in their business? I'd love to see maybe some of the specifics about how tracking has transformed some businesses.
Yeah. So I actually have one thing. So we have a lot of customers who are working with native ads. And native ads are pretty great because they're an amazing alternative to Facebook ads, to Google ads, because you can still have like a very high quality ads, like the very good traffic. It can be cheaper. Of course, if you're working with giants like Taboola or Outbrain, you get this awesome support. So native ads are pretty great, and we're trying to acquire even more native ads customers. And the reason for that is that we have features that allow them to automatically A/B test their content, and this is something that is super important when it comes to native. Content is everything, and we have this customer who actually tested over 6,000 landing pages, I think, with us, or actually 8,000. Yeah, I just opened the
They
opened
tested
this
them.
case
Holy
study.
cow!
Yeah, and this is something like if you're sending, your traffic to different landing pages with like different pieces of content, this is not something that you can, do on the traffic source side when it comes to this automatic part. And this is something that we actually allow, and it can be super super helpful and actually result in very specific results. I will be more than happy to send you over that case study. And so I will be more than happy to send you that and maybe describe it in a more technical way, but I don't want to get too much into this. But definitely features for native ads connected to optimization and testing. Volume is a good one for that.
Okay, because as I imagine, then you're not running the split test off of the ad link. You're running it off of the volume kind of redirect link that's running through there. Is that kind of how that's working there? So like the volume link is actually splitting the traffic between
Yeah,
the
and you
variety
can
of landing
split
pages
your
they have.
traffic to like different landing pages and different parts of your campaign funnel, and depending on which part of that is working best, you can later send the majority of your traffic right there, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's huge. I imagine, especially for like YouTube, that could be really, really beneficial just to put lots of video creatives out there and get them all split tested very fast by splitting that traffic. Because we all know for the video media buyers or YouTube media buyers, they know like once you have winning creative, it could take 1,000 videos to get to that one, but that one can make up enough ROI to give you more than 1,000 videos, right? So
Yeah.
that's pretty exciting stuff to have that dynamic thing. This actually makes me think. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but I recently at ASO was talking with some affiliates about the idea of test budgets and being able to work more exclusive with partners for lots of challenges that are going on. But sometimes, like a lot of media buyers would like to get an offer early. How do we get it before everyone else does? So one of the things I've been, encouraging them to do is to create a test budget. So you do the testing for for the offer owner, and they cover a certain percentage of your losses. But I would think if you're using something like Volume, you could now create that pitch in a very different way because, hey, would you like to do testing, but we want to run some testing for you? Why don't we run, 6 different variants of landing pages with all these different ads, and you could manage that in Volume so that test budget becomes really, really valuable to people when they know that you have something like Volume. So just an idea out there to any of your affiliates, if you're looking to get more exclusive offers or in on offers early and you have Volume, I would say you have quite a pitch to talk to people about how you could get a testing budget and get their offer where they want it to be. And now you already know you have campaigns built out. You already have the attention of the offer owner. You can say, sweet, let's go from, testing budget to let me scale this from here on out. So just something in there that I think Volume could really unlock for a lot of those media buyers out there.
Yeah, definitely. Very nice. I'm gonna write it down.
You could take it. It's all yours.
So I was curious to go back to kind of the, beginning of this conversation around the cookie block piece. I guess I was a little lost on if I'm a media buyer running traffic or even an offer owner running my own traffic, what should I be doing right now? Do you have like a checklist of items or like some questions to ask yourself kind of to prepare or to get ready for the cookie block?
Yes, we do. But it does there's like a few things that you need to do on this list. And I don't think that we want to get very, very deep into it. But I can send you this checklist and maybe, you can just add the link to it somewhere. So people who, are going to be a bit afraid or are not sure if their tracking is ready for that, they can use it and then decide what more needs to be done.
Yeah, we can put it on maybe our integration page we have with you or the partner page we have with you as the cookie block. Dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's same things actually with the case study as well. I think that'd be great to put the case study on there because definitely a lot of great information. Not only know that I need tracking, I need to be prepared, But then once you have it, what are you going to do with it to grow your business? I think that's really great information that hopefully a lot of people are excited to hear and consume.
I was curious if you've seen any new and surprising, I would say maybe new or surprising traffic trends that your media buyers are using on a general level. Like, are you seeing that any spikes from different traffic sources that you wouldn't be expecting, or requests for integrations to a new place that you haven't seen before? Anything like that that's been popping up?
Well, we don't really have, like, we don't really see what our customers are doing. I mean,
Interesting. Okay.
we have the account management team who's working with specific customers, but we don't see the overall data. And this is actually something that people have been accusing us for years, that we have a media buying team and that they're just going through our customers' campaigns and then just trying to take their know-how. This is not happening. We don't have access to that, but I can tell you that based on the conversations that I had with customers, with our customer facing teams, there's a lot of interest in TikTok. I don't think that this is groundbreaking, but I think that we all know it, that the traffic is still quite cheap if you compare it to other giants. But on the other hand, I know that they also have those problems, and no one really knows what is going to be the future of this platform. And also native ads, like this is something that people are also talking about a lot. So yeah, I would say that maybe those two. I don't know if this is what you have noticed as well.
Yeah, it's similar. TikTok has been obviously a trending one. A lot of like the I don't know third party, but just some of the different chat platforms have been getting a lot of steam too, which isn't so much media buying, more kind of social share kind of stuff. And then native as well has been the fastest growing, I'd say, on ClickBank compared to traditional, if you want to call it that. Like everyone not everyone, a lot of people left Facebook. YouTube's been really big, and then native has been very quickly growing across the Taboola and Outbrain and Rev Content, all those different channels.
Yeah, and I think what we've seen too, like native is such a stable campaign. It feels like once you get it going, the campaigns seem to be able to run a lot longer, and a lot more consistently than what we've seen from some of the other media buying channels. And I will say TikTok, for those that don't know, they capture, I think it's like 48 different data points or some crazy amount of data that they collect from the users. It's more than any other social platform. So I think one of the reasons, knowing that you might be getting a reduction in third-party data, their first-party data is a lot. So I think the targeting of that audience might be pretty good, along with lower costs that can make it really effective. And for those that think it's just a bunch of kids, you were woefully mistaken. TikTok is full-blown old people now, so go after it.
Do you have an account on TikTok?
Do I?
Yeah.
No, I went on there and I was like, I'm too old. No, not my form of content. It's just, it's too good. It's too immersive. As an hour went by and I thought it was 10 minutes, I was I better just walk away right now. Yeah, so, which from a marketing perspective, what I just said makes me super excited for any of the users on there, because it is so good at giving you serotonin hits, leaving you so unsatisfied.
It's scary good.
Your satisfaction can only be filled through buying something that'll change your life. So feels like a great place to market for sure.
I've been noticing like a different, I don't know what you call it, like a different type of media buyer in the direct, kind of the direct response core affiliate space that I've been in for years now, which is kind of like that. We've seen a lot of the kind of CPL, like cost per lead media buyers have started getting into like the straight sale game that we play in here at ClickBank. And then too, just like different, like bigger e-com buyers, people that be doing more branded kind of like campaign, like almost agency level stuff, are getting more into like the direct response straight sale game. And I think part of that is just cash flow, right? It's a lot easier to spin up a campaign that I can monetize with a high paying affiliate program versus onboarding 6 more clients that I have to try to figure out conversion campaigns for. And that's been fun to watch, as we've seen media buying scale go up quite a bit that way.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And what I really love about this industry, I've been in Volume for almost 6 years, is that it's constantly evolving.
Mm-hmm.
It's always changing. And I remember how it all looked like those 6 years ago. It was really different. And this is definitely fun for us, to be working in it and to kind of see all those changes happening. It's never boring, but at the same time we have this responsibility as the platforms that are helping thousands of people to always trying to go forward and to make sure that you are aligned with the trends and aligned with the market.
Yes. I was curious, Kamila, with you seem to travel a bit for Volume to some of the different shows. What are the kind of next upcoming shows you'll be at, and what are some of the bigger shows you're excited for this year?
Well, are you asking me or are you asking me as Volume?
I guess both, yeah. But yeah, where are you going to be based in? I guess, yeah, where's Volume going to be this next the rest of this kind of year? What shows are going to be going to?
Actually, we're going in 2 weeks to IGB to London. So this is this event focused on iGaming. Pretty awesome for anyone who is running ads on gaming, gambling, crypto, maybe not crypto, but casinos. And we are also going to Barcelona to an event focused on blockchain. This is actually a test. I don't know if there's going to be a lot of advertising topics there, but we want to check it out. And there's of course Dubai that is happening in like a month. I think this is going to be quite big. But I would say that our biggest event, at least in this first part of the year, is going to be Barcelona, so Affiliate World.
Oh, nice. In July, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
I think I might see you there. I might be going to that one this time. But no, your team's been a pleasure to work with. I was just curious, like, where can people go to learn more about yourself and or Volume? Like, if people are curious, like if Volume's the right fit for them, or just want to kind of get access to some of these different case studies you might have, like where can they go to find some of this stuff?
So I would say that if someone is interested in our solution, the best way would be really to get in touch with our sales team. And, we have this chat window on any of our pages, and we have a lot of CDAs to talk to them. I know that some people may be reluctant to talk to to sales people because, how sales people can get. But especially now, when we see that marketers and media buyers, that they're having much more complex businesses than they used to be, and like lots of different cases, it's like I think that the best solution here is to talk to someone who actually knows our product and is going to be able to tell you based on all the information that you have, which plan and which subscription is going to be best for you. But of course, I encourage you to go to volume.com. We have this super cool part with case studies. We also have lots of webinars that are recorded. There's one with that we did with Tabula and Nadim Kutab like 2 months ago. It was pretty awesome. We have one with Thomas in less than a month.
Oh yeah.
Wait. This is going to be published later. Okay, so maybe at the
around the same time, yeah.
At some point in time.
I think it's February 22nd, right? We're doing it. Yeah.
Yeah. So people in the future, it may be happening right now, or maybe it already happened, but we have all our webinars recorded right there. So if you didn't manage to join us there, that's definitely a way to go. And we also have a blog with lots of articles. So if you'd like to check out on that, I highly encourage you to do that.
Nice. And we will link to, we'll link to our partner page with you as well, the clickbank.com/partner/volume page, which has also links to our integration documentation and your integration documentation with ClickBank and Volume if y'all are curious about seeing how that all works. And Kyle, you've always got some good kind of wrap up. Do you want to eat certain thing questions? I want to throw it to you for
I'm doing any weird questions today,
here.
But yeah, I just wanted to, I guess the last thing I just wanted to say is I think, again, really appreciate the time and appreciate that, one, the awareness. I think oftentimes we do get a little bit lackadaisical about some of these things like cookie apocalypse and the idea that it's not now, so I shouldn't worry about it now. But preparation today means success into the future. So I just think the biggest thing I got out of this conversation, again, is if you're not using a tracking software, what are you doing? Why are you making your life so much harder? If you're not using Volume, you're definitely also making your life a little bit harder than it needs to be. So if you're already promoting offers on ClickBank, you'd like your campaigns to be even better, or at least have more data on them. It seems silly not to use the resource to get a hold of you guys. So please do that to start making more money in your campaigns. And I guess, I don't have another question except for I will say, follow up on that blockchain conference. That sounds super interesting. And I'm enjoy all the Web3 conversation stuff. So I'm super curious to hear how that's going, especially when you talk about new traffic sources. We're getting to a point where I think we're about at saturation that you possibly can get in Web 2. So if you want some of those big gains and early gainers again, like the early days of Facebook, well, that's going to exist in Web 3, not what we're doing right now. So I think that sounds really exciting, and I'm excited to hear what you think about it. And hopefully see you in Barcelona as well.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to let you know how this all goes. I can also tell you that I personally know people who quit affiliate marketing and like performance marketing for crypto. Maybe they're not that happy about their decision right now.
Yeah.
But this is definitely something that is going to grow. We can even see it in affiliate marketing when it comes to crypto offers. Once again, maybe not right now, but I know that 6 months ago or a year ago, it was pretty big. So yeah, maybe who knows, you guys are gonna join us there next year.
Yeah, for sure. And then just as a plug, I don't know if this is going to happen, but for the listeners that listen a lot, they're excited, they're always looking to see when we might be at events, we might be doing something exciting at Affiliate World Barcelona. So Thomas and I, with the podcast specifically, that could be pretty cool. So be on the lookout potentially for exciting things into the future.
I'd say whoever's listening to this now, go to clickbank.com/events, and you can bookmark that page. It's where we put up all the different parties and things we're throwing at different, whether it's local here in Boise or whether it's a road show in Vegas at the Raiders Stadium, like we just saw Kamila at.
So fun.
I don't know if anything's up there right now, by the way, but it should be soon.
By the time this episode airs.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I just checked it out, and it's not there yet.
It would have been a secret.
We need to have like past events there, so it doesn't always look blank. If there's not a pending one coming up, we'll have to have like past events, so people get FOMO for not being at. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, again, really appreciate your time. And with no other questions, I just look forward to seeing the future and our clients using Volume to make a lot more money.
Yes, I'm hoping for that too. It was great to be with you guys here today, and I'm gonna see you, Thomas, pretty soon.
Yep, it'll be soon.
Whether you want
well, thank
to
you,
or
Kamila.
not.
It's been a late evening for you there, so thanks for staying up past your typical working hours and being with us here today. And happy scaling to you and everyone listening. And we'll sign off now. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye.